Hey, welcome back to Chase and Son. I'm Eric.
And I'm Jamie. If you're traveling in Hanoi and looking for where all the nightlife is, then this video will share with you exactly that.
But before we roll it, we want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button so that we can bring you more travel adventure videos. Hanoi, although is not as crazy as Ho Chi Minh, still has many great nightlife options. And in Vietnam, people hide out in the day because of the extreme heat, so they like to come out in the evening when it's cool. And this is why we thought sharing with you some great options for things to do when the sun goes down is going to be very helpful for your Vietnam travels. This lake is located in the heart of Old Quarter Hanoi, so it's an easy place to get to for tourists. But it's also a very large gathering place for locals, especially in the evenings. If you come down here on the weekends, you'll find that the main street that goes around the lake is closed from vehicles and becomes pedestrian only from Friday night to Sunday. This is when it gets very lively and many locals spill into the streets for an evening stroll and even some line dancing. If you are planning to check this out, then we recommend to come here a little bit earlier in the evening so that you can catch the beautiful sunset. After taking in all the amazing sunset colors, you can walk towards the north end of the lake where the Nok Song Temple is. This is a Confucian temple and you do need to pay to get in, but it's not that much and totally worth the admission. Crossing the bridge onto a little island is a nice little adventure, and inside you can spend some time to check out the temple and take photos at various locations. Another favorite pastime of locals is to go to the night market. There are several around the city, and it's a great way to stroll through the bustling city at night. But the main one is probably going to be more convenient for tourists because it's located right in the Old Quarter, found on Hang Dao Street. There are others, but they're further away from the core part of town. These would be fairly typical of other night markets in Vietnam and Asia. You'll find food, drinks, and all kinds of stuff to buy. But really, taking in the atmosphere of a night market is the main point of this. So don't think that it's just a shopping destination. If strolling around the lake and night markets is too chill for you, then there are several bars and clubs around town. The main gathering of bars is the Ta Hien Corner, where there is a large collection of bars and clubs all clustered together. It's also very popular with tourists and expats. Just walk along Ta Hien Street and you'll find lots of places to grab a drink and some food. It's super lively with a huge crowd, so you just have to take it in. This would be the Hanoi equivalent of Bu Vien in Ho Chi Minh. When we were there, we learned that the tables overflowing into streets is actually illegal. How do we know? Well, we witnessed for ourselves the police coming by to clear them out. It was funny though, because it was like an open secret where the police was quite routine about it, not even really paying attention. And once the police passed by, then they quickly set up again. Okay, so the police is coming and they're clearing out really quickly because I'm figuring they can't be on the streets. It's pretty interesting. They're not supposed to be on the street, that's why. They'd be inside the shop.
Oh, I see.
But everyone does it.
I know.
It's just that when the cops come, you gotta give them some face. Back to business. Okay, so the cops just left. Now these ladies and these people here are setting up a game. And the cop is just there. It's not far, just at the end. And they're gonna set up a game right now. Hanoi's dancing club scene is also quite active. Here's one that we checked out when we were there. Okay, so this is Club Street. We came from Bar Street, this is Club Street. This one's called Downtown. It's a very popular club. So if you're into clubbing, loud music, girls dancing and all that stuff, you can come down here. If bars and clubs are too noisy for you, then you can check out the various live music venues around town for a more chill night out. Those who have seen our other city travel guides know that we like to seek out jazz clubs, and in Hanoi, we found the Bin Min Jazz Bar. Like most jazz clubs, it has a more mature and chill crowd, and we enjoyed our time very much. If you want something a bit more lively, then there's also the Hanoi Rock City, which plays more rock music and is also in a very cool rustic courtyard venue, which is worth checking out. Other options in town are the Hanoi Social Club, which is more of a cafe than a bar, but they do host live music on Tuesday, so you can check that out. We found this Laos restaurant on Tong Doi Tan Street and just stumbled upon this small group of musicians. Speaking of Tong Doi Tan Street, let's tell you about this gathering of great food places right now. There are lots of late night food options in Hanoi, but if you want a large gathering of them, then head down to Tong Doi Tan Street, which is a long strip of eateries clustered together. The later it gets, the busier it is, and the atmosphere is really cool when the low patio stools and tables overflow into streets. Many people come down here after the bars and clubs for a late night snack. Lao Hot Pot is a popular place on the strip, but there are many others too that you can try. There's even a few bars in the area if you want to come down here for a drink. In Hanoi and other bigger cities of Vietnam, eating or drinking street side, whether it be beer or coffee, is in itself its own late night activity, and you'll find that it's a very popular thing for locals. So coffee culture is everywhere in Vietnam, as you can see, and it's not just breakfast, it's also evening. This is like late at night, but they're still having coffee. It's just their thing here. And you know, one thing that I was wondering about, why people like to sit by the street with all this stuff going on, pollution, you know, they're so close right to the street, but they love sitting on the street. And I came to a conclusion. I'm thinking it's because there's so much stuff to see on the street. You know, we just finished sitting on the street for some cane juice, and you see so much stuff going on, just like super interesting. Scooters, families on scooters, there's just so much activity, the hustle and bustle, that it's interesting just to sit there. Not like Vancouver or some other town where there's much less action. You wouldn't find people sitting on the street because it's so much quieter. You know, maybe like on the main strips, that's it. But here, people sit on the streets in pretty much every single street. There's always so much to see. Something that is more off the beaten path is to do some night cruising on a scooter. Many locals do this, but probably very few tourists. It's a great thing to do in the city because the night breeze is cool and pleasant, and the city is so lively at night that it's great to explore on scooter. There are a few places in town that you can rent scooters from, and they typically go for the day. In fact, this is one of our favorite ways to see the city, and we'll be sharing with you in some future vlogs coming up very soon, so make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to our channel. We hope you like this video and that it'll help you find the cool nightlife in Hanoi. If you're traveling to Ho Chi Minh City, also in the south, then you might want to check out that video to show you where all the nightlife is for Ho Chi Minh City.
Yes, and if you have checked out some of these places, then leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about it.
Until that next video,